Okay.
You hear the airplane taking off? AKA my heat turning on?
I forgot how loud you're. It's been a long time since I've been at your house.
Yeah, I know.
I drive by it a lot, but
I drive by it almost every day.
your house? Yeah, you should. All right. It's episode 10 of White Men Can't Pod. I'm your host, Ryan. I'm here with Rosenbagger, Runamucker, Bill, and Wally. What's up?
Ryan's got a big butt. Ryan's got a big butt.
Give him that high, stinky cheddar, Wally.
Oh my God, that was awkward. But the key to being a big league podcast is the 3 R's: readiness, recuperation, and conditioning.
You know what, Wally? We want a pitcher, not an underwear snitcher.
Gonna be a big night for Quote Mountain.
Oh, this was
big night
my
for
favorite
Quote.
one.
This was something.
So many Quote Mountains.
This was something.
Oh my gosh, Wally, you are taking us through this one, right?
No,
Or is it
Yeah,
Bill?
Wally.
I
No,
hope
that was
it's
Bill.
not Bill.
It is me.
I hope it's
Wally,
not me.
you didn't know.
I hope it's not me.
No, it's Bill. I'm sorry. When an accident miraculously gives a boy incredible, powerful pitching arm, he becomes a major league pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. It's Rookie of the Year. And he walks away.
Yeah.
Walk off.
We lost
He
Bill.
lost him. Rookie of the Year. How did you first see Rookie of the Year?
I'm just realizing now, this was the first time I've seen it.
Really?
No way.
I had seen probably like clips of it, but I had never actually, like, not even full scenes, not even that kind of stuff. I probably just remember the trailer.
Wow.
So yeah, this was the first viewing.
That's crazy.
That's wild. I might have seen it in the theaters, but this also could have been another VHS that we had. But this
Yeah.
is definitely one I watched multiple times growing up. Oh.
Did we lose him?
Oh, moved once.
Is he? No, he's not back. Yeah, maybe I should have just made the trek over to Troy so we could record him in person, but
That makes sense if you were off today. I forget that a lot of people have today off.
yeah. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Fun. Don't know what's going on now. Get
I
better.
thought you guys got
internet.
rid of the
We
crappy-
did. We
Yeah.
did, and it's still being weird.
Well, Time Warner's not real good.
Apparently, it's not good. It's better than the other one, but it's not good. All right. Anyway, I think I agree with you, Bill. I think I saw this on VHS or something. You know, I don't remember seeing this in theaters, but I definitely
wouldn't say
remember
this
watching
was-
a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is one of my seminal kid movies, but it's certainly something I've seen multiple times.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. You want to do the box office game, Bill?
We could do the box office game here. Now, the budget that I found is actually a range, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
I couldn't find a set range or set value, but who's got the budget?
Well, you've got janitor.
Mhm.
You've got
But he wasn't janitor yet.
he wasn't
Right.
janitor yet. You've got the guy who played the toy store owner in Home Alone 2
Yep,
as
the owner.
Yep.
Hmm.
You got a kid who was in Heavyweights and another kid who was in Mr. Nanny. Both of
Mr.
which are after
Nanny.
this movie.
That's right.
Classic. A true classic.
You're forgetting Gary
Who's-
Busey. He was a big deal
Oh,
at this time.
And Marv, obviously. Marv from Home Alone.
This was
Fantastic.
Daniel Stern's
Right.
directorial debut.
Oh,
He directed this movie, which is
Yeah.
insane.
yeah.
And he
Also,
hasn't really didn't direct very many movies. Just
there's
this and like some TV.
I was going to say, there's a trivia saying this is the only film directed by Daniel Stern. That can't be right?
It's not the only there's other things that he did, but they're not this high level, I guess. I don't know. There's other weird stuff that he's done.
John Candy is the announcer. John Candy is not credited.
Yeah.
John Candy.
Oh, right. That's the
Why
other
is
big
he,
name.
why is that? Why is he not credited?
I don't know.
He wasn't originally cast in the movie, so
Wow.
They just couldn't add a name at the end.
I guess not.
So who's got a guess at the budget?
Oh yeah, the
right.
budget.
23 million.
Right.
They had to rent Wrigley.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
30 million.
You guys are way off.
Both over.
Way over.
Oh wow. 7 million.
10 million.
10 to 14 million is the range I have here.
Woo!
Wow.
All right, so let's box office though. I have a number.
You have the number. Okay.
37 million.
That'd be a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
22 million.
Wally, you're not all that close, but you win.
I'm not all that close. Oh,
It made a lot of money.
56.5 million.
That made a lot of
Wow.
money.
This thing was box office gold.
That made a lot of money. Wow.
Daniel Stern effect.
Daniel Stern killing it. Why hasn't he directed more movies?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you, Daniel Stern? I would have guessed he would have directed Bushwhacked, but no.
Or Celtic Pride, maybe. But
Yeah, something else. Fun stuff. Okay. I think we're ready. Are we going to do an eBay war now or later?
We'll slide it back in later.
Yeah.
So we start off. We show Chicago. Zoom in on Wrigley Field. It looks like we're getting ready for the stadium. People are putting the field together. There's nobody in the crowd. There's a couple old ladies coming in dressed up and stuff. They show the players on the field warming up, and one of the Cubs outfielders appears to be having a catch with someone in the stands. Like, not just throwing a baseball, like waiting for them to throw it back to him.
Wow.
And then we go to the announce team, and John Candy is just talking about how awful the Cubs are. How terrible they are. They're going to have a bad year, and nothing works. Everything's like blowing up, even though it's opening night.
Yeah, why does the equipment not work? I didn't understand that.
Cubs are
part
poor.
of it, but
we'll find out how poor they are coming up, but
they're poor.
That's true.
They're poor.
We then meet Henry Rowan Gardner, the star of the movie, and his pals George and Clark. George looks just like my friend's kid, so that was weird the whole movie.
George was the
larger one.
The larger one, yeah.
Larger one with the blonde hair.
Okay.
As they're running to who knows where, just causing trouble with a baby carriage, they run into Mom, and she like, oh, hey, George. Hi, Clark. Very clearly his favorite.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to mind that they're just running around the streets, but I guess it's the 90s, so that could be the case. And then we find out she's got a bit of an arm as she throws sunscreen to them, which Henry, of course, doesn't catch because he's on his way to his baseball game, but he's the worst baseball player there is.
Yeah.
Number one problem with his baseball career.
He can't do anything.
He's wearing jeans.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Don't wear jeans. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe their team doesn't have the fancy socks and stuff.
Lies, because the other kids are wearing the normal pants.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Is it a coincidence that the minute he gets out of jeans, he's great at baseball, and the minute he's back in jeans, he's terrible again? It's a jeans conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
There's only two people who can be athletic in jeans. One is Jared, and the other is John Moxley. These are the only two I've ever seen. Jeans Ambrose. And Jared's like a two-sport athlete. He can wear jeans and a backwards hat that will never fall off during basketball.
That's true.
Which is a superpower.
It's super.
So we go to the baseball game. His friends are not on the team, but they're hanging about on the scoreboard and doing other stuff.
Why?
I don't know.
The team's awful. You tell me they couldn't have used these guys?
Instead of Henry, they could have.
The other guy just sneezes the whole time. He's got allergies.
Yeah, so the allergy kid gets pulled. Henry, you're in the outfield. So he sends him out to left. We find out that even before he gets in, he's awful because the coach is just calling his kids idiots and morons and stuff.
Yeah, this was a intense little league coach, even
Yep.
for the 90s.
His
Even for
like
the 90s.
when he shows back up too, he's weird. He's so weird when he was watching TV later. He's like, what? Henry, playing with his little figurines or whatever.
So he gets in the game. Of course, they immediately hit the ball to him. It's a deep fly to the outfield. Now, as a kid who dropped his fair share of pop-ups in the outfield,
Totally understand.
it happens in Little League.
Sure.
Yes.
But rather than pick it up, try to hide your tears, and throw it in like a regular kid, he spins in a circle and throws the ball out of the stadium. Can't see, and he just whips it out of the park.
He's got an arm. He already has a good arm. He throws it out of the stadium.
But he can't see, and rather than just lift his hat up, he just spins in a circle and throws it, and it does not work.
Yikes.
So he goes home.
Super dumb because of this. Like, he's just the dumbest.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Before even the ball gets hit to him, he gets in and immediately goes, "Hey, come on, buddy. Give him the high cheese. Give him the..." And he's just like, the most annoying kid in the world.
Obnoxious.
His own teammates are like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
So he gets home and his mom's like, "How'd it go?" "Oh, terrible. Go do laundry." Then he's now trying to pitch soap or something into the machine, which is a very tiny opening for a washing machine.
He can do it.
3-2 count, throws a bullet for strike one.
Yeah.
But he throws a bullet. Like, I don't know why he's not a pitcher, because clearly he would be better at that.
That's his problem. That's the problem here.
I mean, his mom says he should be a pitcher, so maybe
not an underwear snitcher.
He goes back upstairs to find out his mom is leaving him home alone so she can go on her 3-week anniversary date
with
her new friend Jack.
This guy's creepy.
Yeah, right from the start, he's annoying. He gives her a necklace. Henry does not like him, and she's like, "Oh, whatever, put yourself to bed. I'm going to be irresponsible and go out for dinner and drinks."
So at first, Henry doesn't like him, and I was like, "Oh, Henry's such a douche." And then I met the guy, and I'm like, "No, Henry's actually right on this one."
Yeah.
Oh man.
We skip ahead to the next day. They're in school in the cafeteria. We find out that Henry has a crush on Becky, who's just a girl in the school. So they want him to talk to him. He obviously is not going to do that. So we then find out also, by the way, guys, we have a boat to work on.
There's a boat.
So Becky also doesn't think Henry's very ugly.
Yeah.
And I like how they word that.
Not very ugly, just a little.
She doesn't think you're very ugly.
She thinks you're regular ugly. So they're leaving school. The baseball players are rightfully making fun of Henry for being terrible. So one of them, who apparently is very good because he can pick his spot when he hits a baseball, hits a pop fly and says, "Henry, go get it." So like a dummy, Henry decides, I'm gonna, Becky's watching, I got to do it. Instead of just walking away.
The most baller thing would be to just flip him off, keep walking.
Yeah,
let
absolutely.
the pop fly drop.
Yeah. Doesn't. Goes after it, slips on another baseball that's just sitting there, goes flying up in the air, and breaks his arm on the fall down.
Yeah. I'm surprised they actually showed like the landing. I was like, I'm not ready to see that. That could actually.
Well, I mean, they didn't show like.
And then it didn't like
a dislocation.
I mean, he just landed. It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we see him getting a cast, and he's like, "Well, there goes my summer," because essentially he's got his arm up as though he's taking a left on a bicycle. I think.
No, wait, no, it was his right arm, so it would be a right.
Wouldn't that just be straight out?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Come on, Boy Scouts.
But then that doesn't make sense because you're not using your right arm
too much drugs and alcohol to remember how to do this.
I thought you only use one arm. That doesn't matter. He's got his arm up at a 90 degree
this
angle.
and this?
Yeah. So who sets an arm like this?
The doctor.
This doesn't make any sense.
This doctor's weird. He puts
we'll have
him
to check in with Dr. Tim and see if that's how it works.
He's in a cast for 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be in a cast. It's supposed to be like 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Not 4 months.
So we then skip ahead to the end of the summer when he's getting it off. His friends are at the doctor's appointment with him in the room, touching all the medical supplies. Nobody has anything wrong with this.
Gross.
So they take the cast off, and every time he moves his arm, you can hear creaking, like something's not quite right. And then he goes to move his hand slowly, slaps the doctor very hard in the nose, and then the most memorable thing from my childhood, the doctor exclaims, "Funky butt loving."
Cool Mountain.
Now,
Funky butt loving.
that was hilarious as a child, and I didn't even know what it meant. Now that I know what it means, it's very funny that it's in this movie.
Explain what it
it's
means.
hysterical.
Explain what it means.
Butt loving
Bill?
would be when you put your penis in a butthole.
But what makes it funky?
Well,
The music that's
the people
playing,
involved.
Yep.
I can
Wait,
show you.
The tempo.
is this going to be added to your dating ritual now?
Funky butt.
Does funky butt loving need to be added?
I don't think that's a thing I can just
Oh,
put
all right.
into the.
All right. We'll wait till what's her name?
I
Becky.
might have to buy a boat, but
Yeah, you need a boat. You need a boat. If you want to catch a
actually would
Becky,
very much help
No, no.
me
Not
out.
buy a
everybody.
boat.
you need
You
a
have to
boat.
build the boat. You need to build the
It's true.
boat.
You need to build it. They will come.
All right,
Maybe
so
you
mom
will-
gives them Cubs tickets to celebrate the cast coming off.
But she doesn't go.
No, she just drops them off at Wrigley Field.
She's too
Not even
busy.
drops them off, puts them on the train.
Puts them on a train. Chicago's not a safe place. Not
Yeah, but it was
everywhere.
in the 90s.
So you could just be in a city and just run around like nothing.
We meet Uncle Bob, the Cubs' crazy owner. He's clearly going senile. So his nephew, they just call Fish, is going to take it over, but he says he needs a miracle or else they're going to have to sell the team anyways.
Yeah.
He's literally greasy. That's how you know he's the bad guy.
He's
His
got
hair
like
is greased down to his
weird
head.
minion too that helps him out.
Yep.
That guy.
We then meet Rocket, aka Chet, aka Gary Busey, in full Gary Busey-ness.
Chet Stedman might
Yep.
be the greatest name in all of sports movie history.
It is a
Pretty
baseball
good.
name.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I could see it being the bad guy hitter's name as well.
It's
But
it's no hardball cutter, but it is
Certainly
close.
not.
It is
Yes.
close.
So he's the Rocket, but he can't throw the heat anymore, and he's getting shelled because of it. So the second home run of the game is given up. The first one, they're all chanting, throw it back. So one of the bleacher creatures does it, and they make fun of him because he's also terrible. So this one, the boys get, but his two friends decide, like, I'm not throwing this. This is on national TV.
I'm gonna get razzed. That's what
So
the
Henry
kid
says, I'll do it. And he throws a frozen rope into the catcher's mitt from the bleachers.
Yep.
Everyone is stunned by what happened, including John Candy. But he's chased away by the bleacher creatures because he's showing the fat guys up. So he's gone, but the Cubs
I've
want to
got-
find him.
So they're
Yeah,
gonna
I've
beat
got a
up
question.
children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Now, eventually he starts throwing and people have the radar gun on him. And he's
Mhm.
hitting about 101, 103.
Yeah.
Can you throw a pitch 103 miles an hour from the bleachers and hit the glove of the catcher from that distance on a rope like that?
It's a good math equation. We'll have to find out.
Yeah. It doesn't seem very accurate to me.
What I don't understand is he can throw hard.
Yeah.
How the hell is he pinpoint accurate?
Yeah.
Well, he's not always. Just on this one, he was.
Right. But that's hard to do. How to be that pinpoint accurate.
Yep.
But I love the scene where he pulls the ball back and looks back like, whoa, the way Daniel Stern, great job. Great job directing that scene.
Oh, he's coming. I can't wait.
He's got it.
So Fish decides this is the miracle we need. Go and find him. So they track him down. Jack decides he's the dad now because he picked up the phone and he can make some money off this kid. So I can't speak for this because I'm not a father. Well, you are a father, but you don't like to talk about it.
Oh my
God.
Ryan, as a father,
I'm
the whole
not a
idea of
father. I want
fatherhood
that on
is-
the record. Dick.
as a father, the idea is to milk as much money as you can from your kids, right? That's what they're
Oh,
there
yeah.
for.
Sure. That's what it is.
So he has skipped the first 10 years, and now he's going to make a lot of money off of his kid that he has just in this moment adopted.
Just now.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's his
So-
agent. He's his agent. He needs an
Yep.
agent. This
Cubs
guy's just
manager
good at. He's
himself.
just good at business.
He's very good at business. Cubs manager stops by personally to talk about setting up a tryout for, and then Henry answers the door and he's like, I must be looking for your dad.
Which is
Jack
weird.
pulls up and just like, no, this is it. Like, we're good to go here.
Nobody just said they were saying in the owner's box, he's a kid. We got to find the kid. And the manager just shows up like, now expecting a kid. Can't be.
So they take him to the park and he hits 100 on the radar gun like 3 times. And they're like, all right, sign him to a contract. He's our new closer. Done and done.
Wouldn't people be upset about like isn't there rules? You can't you can't just be 12 and play in the majors, right?
I don't think there's a rule against it.
Okay.
I don't know that to be maybe the
I mean, like in football, you need to play 3 years of college or be a certain age to play. In baseball, anything goes, baby.
maybe I mean Bryce Harper didn't play till he was 18, so maybe there's a rule.
I don't know.
So anyways, he is the closer. They sign him. Jack and Fish meet each other and they look like they want to make out. They love each other right away. They're gonna make a lot of money together.
Also, you put a child as the most pressured position. He's not just a reliever.
He's the
Comes in and
closer.
throws in, like you just throw him right into closer.
Yep.
He's immediately, we don't even know if he's any good. He's the closer now.
He just threw 103 miles an hour. We know he's good.
Okay.
Mom finds out, and she's not real thrilled about it. But also, as we've learned, she's not very responsible when it comes to her kids. So she just kind of lets it happen.
Very irresponsible.
How? I'll argue that. How? How is she irresponsible?
She lets her 12-year-old just go and sign a contract that her 4-week or what are we at now? 4-month boyfriend set up.
We're at 5 months. 5 months boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I mean, maybe at this point she knows he's a good businessman.
Exactly.
Real quick update on if this movie's possible, which is of course not. The age limit for the MLB is 17. You must have earned a high school diploma to be eligible to be drafted or to play.
Really?
Well, he's not drafted.
Or to play.
Or
16. You could be 16 and sign a developmental contract.
I'll have to assume they put that rule in because of this movie. Because every team went out and tried to sign 12-year-olds after this.
Yeah, right. Can't do it.
So he's on the team now. He shows up for his first game. He goes in the player's entrance, and no problems there, except his friends can't go in, obviously.
No, this is great. I love this part because it's the Wizard of Oz. He knocks on the big gate, and a little circle door opens, and a weird man comes out and says the lines from Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he does.
Can come in, and then he opens the door for him, and it's like, oh, it's the Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
It's great. Goes in. The locker room could not care less about him being there. They're not nice to him. They're not real mean to him, except for Rocket, who says, "I don't do autographs" when he tries to get a thing signed. Coach,
quite a turnaround from immediate full-on prick to I'm your new dad.
Yep. So coach comes in and we get he goes back to what becomes a funny thing throughout the movie where he cannot remember his name, calls him Rosenbagger and things like that. But he says, your locker's over here, introduces him to finally Coach Brigma, Daniel Stern.
Great.
Says, I beamed him when we were in the minors. He's been following me around since.
I love the backstory that he beamed him.
Why he's not the first base coach or a bench coach or something, but he's the pitching coach, I don't know. But he is. And he's great right off the bat. He starts telling him about no, it's not till later. But he starts choking on sunflower seeds basically and like can't even finish his little speech that he's prepared.
Great.
Oh no, that's later, yeah.
And then at this moment, as Henry's about to step into his first major league game, we are going to take a quick break here and do a little eBay war.
Yes.
Ooh. I can find it. Where the heck is it?
You can just make it like a shared screen, can't you? Instead of putting it in the dock. Then you don't have to put it in the doc.
No, I'll put it in the doc.
All right, just put it in the doc.
Let's see. I can do this.
Oh boy.
Control V. All you
Oh
have to do
boy.
is Control P and then Control V. No.
A Rowan
Control V
Gardner
and then
signed
Control V.
jersey?
Now, before we do that, I do want to just honorable mention. There's a Daniel Stern signed baseball, and he signs it. Daniel Stern, hot ice. I thought was good.
How have you not purchased this and put it on that mantle back there?
Because that is $90.
It's a lot for a Stern.
Yep.
Worth
All right,
it.
so this is Thomas Ian Nicholas, Henry Rowan Gardner, movie Rookie of the Year jersey with COA. I picked it in part because some of the things in here are kind of silly. It's not as wild as before, but this authentic-looking custom-made replica jersey was signed by Thomas Ian Nicholas, Henry Rowan Gardner, of the movie Rookie of the Year. The jersey size is XL, but runs a little bigger. It's 26 inches pit to pit, which is the most important of the measurements.
Pit to pit.
Pit to pit, 26 inches. The name and numbers have been sewn on. The signing was held in Rochester, New York, February 6, 2022.
What?
The new thing.
Huh.
You will receive a copy of a signed COA from myself and the player. Shipping and handling is $10, and PayPal will be accepted. Molly.
No, actually, Ryan has to give his.
I just meant if you have PayPal, you can buy this.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I would love a Cubs jersey.
But how much would you be willing to pay for it?
I have to go first. Give me $129.99.
Okay. I mean, it's got a COA.
Okay. He's not a real guy. I mean,
He's listed as the player.
Thomas Ian Nicholas is a guy.
He is a guy.
He's not a real
baseball
player.
No.
Not a baseball
Rowan Gardner
player.
is not his name.
You did $129.99.
$129.99.
Also, it occurs to me, number one is probably someone's retired jersey for the Cubs at this point. I doubt you can actually be number one.
Really?
But, sorry, go ahead, Wally.
I'll do $159.99. I'll give him a little
Interesting.
breather.
Those are both over
Both
again.
over. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
this is affordable,
No way.
guys.
All right, Ryan, go ahead.
This guy's got to get something for this. This is a lot of work. He had to go to Rochester. He had to sign COA. He had to do all this stuff.
Yeah,
Give me
I assume he lives in Rochester.
Give me $69.69. $69.69.
That is very sexy.
I'm gonna
Which way does it
say.
go?
I'm gonna say 80.
Ooh, he went over. And he was correct. $84.99 US dollars.
Ah,
Got it.
Got it. So, Wally, that can be yours. Estimated delivery between Thursday the 13th and Friday the 14th. You can get it this week.
No, thank you. I'm good.
But it's so cheap.
No.
No? Okay.
having a lot of trouble finding who wore number one on the Cubs.
I imagine it's
LRL.
hard because in like the old days when the Cubs were first starting, like everyone else, like you wore jerseys 1 through 9 depending on your spot in the batting order. So someone in those days must have been good.
Looks like lots of people have worn number one,
but it's not retired.
They have not retired it.
They didn't retire it for Rowan Gardner?
Nope.
No.
It's
worn now in 2022.
The current list of retired numbers is 10, 14, 23, 26, 31, 31 again, and 42.
Larry Boa.
Single digits?
Larry Boa wore number one for the 80s Cubs. Remember Larry Boa?
Look at the Yankees have every single digit retired at this point.
Doug Strange, you remember him? Doug Strange wore number one.
That's because the Yankees were good.
Doug Glanville?
Yankees also retire any numbers just for no reason.
Doug Glanville.
Okay,
remember this guy, Kusuke Fukudome? Remember him? He wore number one.
Okay.
Cody Ransom.
Oh,
Nick
Yeah.
Madrigal currently wears number 1.
That name sounds familiar.
Nick
It does not to me.
Madrigal is. I'm trying to see what his stats are. He was traded to the Cubs this year. He's like a bench guy, looks like.
All right. So we'll switch it back to the movie. Henry's into the game. He goes to sit down on the bench, and look at that. He's in the janitor spot. The janitor, of course, being from that show that you like, Wally. Scrubs. He plays what, the second baseman, I think?
First
baseman?
Because he does the trick at the end.
Oh, you're right. He does. You're right. As you said, Ryan, they bring him in to close game 1. He's the closer.
Seems like he is. Emotional spot to be in.
Look how shocked he looks.
You need to kind of be, look at that face. You need to be a little bit of a crazy person to be a closer.
Not only does he come into close, but he comes into close against the bad guy, the baseball bad guy. He's big, he's ugly, he's got a beard, and he's talking junk. So
this
you
guy
know
has to be a pro wrestler, right? He's just so big. He had to have been a pro wrestler.
He had to have been. So immediately he comes in, tries to throw his fastball, gives up an absolute bomb. And the dude runs the bases and basically says it's for your mom. Yeah.
So there's a flaw in this movie, and maybe I was just half asleep and I missed it. This at bat, he goes, I don't care if you throw hard. I eat fastball for breakfast. Yeah, and then later when he comes up, everyone's like throwing the fastball. It's like nobody. There was no like moment where Chet Steadman comes out, like dad comes out to the mound. It's like, what's wrong? Oh, my arm. He hits fastballs. What if he just throws? Like there was no.
Do you think he has a working changeup? Do you really think that this 12-year-old's got that?
Not even that though. Like you just hurt your arm. You know it's not working. Like call somebody out from the bench.
There's other players. There's like 12 relievers in there.
We'll get there.
Okay.
That's at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So after he gives up a home run, he hits the next batter, then throws a wild pitch, but he hangs on by the skin of his teeth when they pick the guy off trying to go to third. Not pick him off, throw him out trying to steal third. So then we get into the dugout after the game. He's picked up the save, even though he tried to blow it. And we get the other best line of this movie. Some guys like the heat. Some guys like ice. I've got it. Hot ice. I heat up the ice cubes.
I heat up the ice.
Giving his advice.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's just
brilliant. Daniel Stern is prime Daniel Stern this whole movie.
Just
He's a superstar.
Throwing 90 miles an hour.
Yeah. Now we go to school, and now that he's a major leaguer, he's confident enough to go talk to the girl.
He's still going to school.
Yeah.
He's a major leaguer, still going to school.
For now.
Don't they have day games? The Cubs have lots of day games.
They do.
They play every day.
So he starts talking to Becky.
But in the summer, so why the fuck is he doing? Why is he still in school?
Well, we're back in school. It's the end of the year. We're in like September now.
Oh, is that what it is? It's
yeah.
September. Right. You're right.
So he's talking to Becky. The fat kid charms his way into the other girl, a la the way Dan Hepp used to do it. He just makes fun of people, and it works somehow. We then see the kids going out to work on their boat, and they have stolen a motor from someone, but they have a working boat motor. They're like, how'd you get this? Don't worry about it.
Your dad just said it was okay, right?
Yeah. We come back to practice, and we get Daniel Stern hitting baseballs, and his comedic genius just shines here.
So funny. Why is he hitting baseballs?
He keeps hitting them.
Coach.
Yeah. Why?
Trying to teach.
Why? What the hell is happening here? And he keeps hitting himself in the head.
Yeah.
He can only pop it up onto his own head.
Genius.
That's got to take talent just to be able to do that over and over again.
Yeah. The coach makes Rocket work with Henry. He doesn't want to, but he's terrible, so he's got to do something. He comes out the next game. He's throwing the ball all over the place. He still can't throw a strike. So then Chet comes out to give him a pep talk. It doesn't make any sense. He knows it doesn't make any sense. What does he say? You got to have the have to or something?
Yeah. What's your have to?
And he says, what the heck was I talking about? And then Henry says, what was he talking about? And then the coach is like, what were you talking about? And he goes, you wouldn't understand. He holds on, gets another save. They've now won a couple games in a row, and Pepsi wants to sign him based solely on that game. He blew the save, they're walking. He gets the save. What is it, $12 million or something like that?
Yeah.
They would have been all over this. All sponsors would have been all over this immediately.
Yep.
Come on.
Get back in the locker room. He's found an autographed baseball from Rocket in his locker. So now they bonded. Oh, are you sponsored, Wally?
Will you be my dad? Sponsored by Pepsi.
Trying to get a little
Let's
money.
get it. Let's get it.
Get that money.
Let's get that Pepsi money.
I'm sure they're going to see this.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be charmed. No one's ever thought to proposition us like this. Call Mr. Pepsi up. Let's give these guys $1 million a year.
I'll take it.
Great.
After the game, the friends get to run around in Wrigley Field, and they're just kids having fun. The ball players are like, oh, this is nice. And then Rocket decides, well, I have to work with him. I'm going to get him back. I'm going to nail his mom.
Oh, my
Gary
God.
Busey goes over and starts hitting on Henry's mom.
I don't think he's hitting on her. He's just talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, look at this man."
Well, he's a baseball player.
Rocket.
He's much better than Jerk or Mark or whatever the guy's name is.
Well, we do keep hearing that Henry's dad used to be a pretty good baseball player, so she must have a type.
Yeah. What is the jerk's name?
Whose name?
Jack.
Jack. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack.
We hop on a plane. It's time for a road trip. So now here's, I guess, where he's not in school. Daniel Stern, once again, he shows him you got to steal food from the airlines so you can eat it the next day.
Just
airline food.
It's
good.
This is his number one piece of advice that I think is real. Steal the free food at all times. There's lots of free food. Just steal it all. You can eat it later. It's free. Great tip.
But maybe he's not crazy because Rocket says he's eating one of the best Salisbury steaks he's ever had. Seems odd on an airplane. We learned that he had his shoulder surgically repaired, and he basically is too afraid to throw a fastball. He says, I don't know what will happen if I crank it back up. So he would rather just get shelled and give up, ERA of 9 or whatever. Daniel Stern shows him to his bedroom, says, you'll be in here, I'll be next door. He's on the phone with his friends, and then Daniel Stern gets himself stuck between the two hotel doors to his room.
Fantastic.
I have a problem.
Now.
I have a problem with this. There is no way a human being can fit in that space. Those doors are usually literally back to back.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Normally, I would agree with you, but Daniel Stern makes it work.
I like his direction again, where he's stuck between the doors and looks up, and we get the camera in the ceiling, looking straight down. That's great.
Little help you. Little help now.
Little help, man.
In his next game, Henry has a good inning. They want him to pitch another, so he's got a bat. So they send him up. Everyone's freaking out.
He's the closer.
Why is he batting?
Yeah.
2 inning close. It happens.
I know, but you got it. You have to know that your pitcher is going to be up the next inning. Why would you even risk it?
For this reason.
If you're in a situation, you're not batting you're pinch hitting for the guy almost every time, right?
No, he's by far the best pitcher on the team. I think we've learned.
Oh man,
send him back out there.
In the beginning of the movie, I was thinking to myself, well, what's going to happen when he has to hit 3 times a game? And then I realized he's just a closer. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. And then we get this scene, and I'm like, what the what are they going to do?
So he goes up, but because he's so tiny, he draws a walk, which is probably what would happen.
Yeah. Well,
he swings at ball 4, but it's after the umpire's already called the ball 4 and walked him.
Yeah. Which again, no. I feel like the umpire would have been like, "Oh, well, no, you swung, so that's strike one."
He already called it. So he gets to walk down to first, immediately takes a lead. It starts messing with the pitcher. He's on first going, pitcher's got a big butt.
Nanny.
Give me a famous closer. Like the most famous. Trevor Hoffman. All right.
Jonathan Papelbon.
How many bats Trevor Hoffman had? Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be a closer from the National League.
Right. I think he was a National League closer.
So he draws a walk. The pitcher gets mad at him, throws it over, throws it away. So now he races out and he's standing on second base. Keeps doing it. Pitcher's got something hanging on his nose. So I think, again, what actually happened is the pitcher just beans the next batter, looks him dead in the face and said, "That's on you. You did that."
Which that would have probably happened, yeah.
Yep. The next guy comes up and hits a rope down the line for a double, presumably. So Henry stands and watches it for a minute. Then he takes off, and the dude behind him has caught him. He's running like feet behind him, and he's like, "Run faster!" And Henry's going, "This is as fast as I go." But they end up scoring at the same time.
Yep.
And so now he's a superstar because he can run the bases too.
All right.
Oh, wait, we did miss one of my favorite things. When he's up to bat, you get his mom watching on TV.
Oh, yes.
She's going, "Oh, my God, oh, my God." And then it cuts quick to Chet, and he goes, "Oh, my God, oh, my God." And then it cuts back to Henry, and he's standing in the batter's box going, "Oh, my God, oh, my God." And they do it 3 times.
Doesn't even step into the box. The umpire just has to say, "Get in the box." So he steps in the farthest back corner with his feet together, mind you, like you would.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So Trevor Hoffman, if we're going off Trevor Hoffman.
Okay.
Closers hitting. Now, it can't happen anymore because there's DH in the NL, so it's not a problem anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Universal DH is a thing now, I think.
Apparently, I have not been paying attention.
Yeah, it is.
That's
I think
dumb.
this is the first year. Anyway, Trevor Hoffman, dude played 18 years in the major leagues. Hall of Famer, multiple time MVP.
6,000 hits.
Cy Young winner.
Or at bats, not hits.
At bats. In an 18-year career, he had 34 at bats. Okay.
Almost 2 a year.
34 at bats. But over 10 years, no, 12 years, I think, starting in 2000, 10 years, he had a total of 5 at bats. That's it.
So you're saying he had more at bats at the start of his career?
Yes, he did. When I'm assuming he wasn't a closer. For 8 straight years, he had 0 plate appearances.
Yep, that makes sense.
He's
Because you want to know why?
Almost no sense.
Because if you know that your pitcher is going to be hitting in the bottom of the 8th or whatever, you don't bring him in the top of the 8th.
Yeah.
If you know your pitcher's strike zone is legitimately 1 foot tall, it doesn't matter.
No, because
that was the strategy.
A real pitcher would be able to hit that strike zone.
That happened for real. It was with a little person. They put him up to bat and he drew a walk. I don't remember when. It was back in like the 20s or something, but that did happen.
The 20. That doesn't count. It's the 20s.
Jesus, Bill.
It counted. All right. Sorry to derail.
So where were we? Oh yes. So then we get him. He's now that he scored a run. Now he's a full-on star. So we get a bunch of clips of him playing baseball. There's a word for it that I can't remember.
Montage.
Thank you. Montage.
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 And there's some tiny little creature with Bonds written on the back of his jersey. No idea who he is. He's not recognized.
Oh my God, that's right.
Okay.
He struck out Bobby Bonilla, which was fantastic.
Bobby Bonilla.
Fantastic. I don't remember who the second one was though.
Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, and hold on.
That wasn't Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is 80 pounds heavier than that guy.
Yeah. This is pre-steroids Bonds. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Are we gonna get our we have to get our lawyers on that, won't we?
No, now we got Pepsi money.
Yeah, we got Pepsi.
Pedro Guerrero was the third guy. Pedro Guerrero, who must have had a big year in '93. They are credited as each one of them The three big whiffers.
Nice.
That's what their credits are.
Daniel Stern got him.
No.
Three big whiffers. Pedro Guerrero, I know nothing about. Must
Nope.
have had a great season in 93
He
or
must have.
92.
So he strikes out the Stars. They win the game. They come home through the airport and he gets mobbed. So Big Daddy Chet says, like, follow me. I'll get us out of here. Drags him and his mom out to his limo. Where
Her
now,
limo. Out to her limo.
and rather than now he's trying to get with Henry's mom, Henry's trying to get him and his mom together.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Again, stop making your kids like. Stop making these kids movies with kids trying to get parents to bone other people. Like, that's just.
I
He's a
need a
good
new
wingman.
dad. I'm gonna set this up. All right, Pedro Guerrero. In 92, it was his final year, so he didn't really have good stats. But in 1989, he hit 42 home runs.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, no, he didn't. 42 doubles. Led the league.
Yeah.
17 home
Not as
runs.
good.
Not as good. His batting average was 300.
All
Who did he
right.
play for?
He played
Was
for
it
the
the Cards?
Dodgers, and then he
Dodgers.
played for the Cardinals at the end of his career, which I'm guessing he was a Cardinal during this filming of this. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense.
So
Well, the Dodgers won.
still a
in the
weird
late
choice.
80s, didn't they? So
What's
maybe he
that?
was on the. Maybe he was on that World Championship team for the Dodgers.
Could have been.
All right. They escape. Then we find out the Cubs are throwing a big party for everybody because they're doing good, I guess.
Mhm.
So Daniel Stern shows them what's up, what the life of a star is all about. Free soda and pinball. Let's do it.
Yeah, it makes it look like he's going to teach him how to get girls, and then he's
Pushes
No,
girls out of the way,
all,
essentially.
it's all about pinball.
Yep. That's how you get down with Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
Jack and Mary, or not Jack and Mary, Chet and Mary, his mom, are dancing now.
Yep.
Punch this guy in the face. What are you doing?
Jack is just sitting at the bar getting mad, rightfully, but doing nothing
What
about it.
are you doing?
Also, what is Mary doing? But
Slow dancing with her new man.
yep. Fish comes over to Jack and he says, "Hey, I want to sell your kid to the Yankees. You're gonna make a lot of money." And he
It's gonna
basically
be- What, $25 million?
something like that. Because even in this movie about the National League, the Yankees are the worst, just the absolute evil, terrible franchise.
I'm disappointed that this deal didn't go through.
You should be. So basically, he says, "All right, sure, you can sell my child, but you have to also fire Chet Steadman. No problem."
Fire Chet Sedman, but he doesn't fire him.
Just says you're gonna sit on the bench.
Just benches him.
Henry has a Pepsi commercial, and then he's late for his big date to hang out with the boys. So they get mad at him for big timing him, and they get into a physical altercation. They're not friends anymore. So Henry's mad. Chet then gets called into the office where the coach calls him in, and Fish is sitting there and basically says, "You're done. You're not pitching again this season, and that's it. And then we'll get rid of you."
Why not just cut him?
Probably paying him anyways. I don't know. I wonder if they tried to send him through the waivers and nobody claimed him.
Maybe.
Get a little in the weeds there, guy.
That's what we do on this show. We get in the weeds. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could have sent him to the minors at that point, but we go back home and we learn that Henry's dad actually was not a baseball star. Just stories that his mom told him his whole life. Dad took off when she was preggers, and she lied to him this whole time about it.
And remind me, who told him?
Grandma.
Who yelled this at him? No. Who yelled all this information at him?
I believe that was Jack.
Exactly, douchebag Jack.
Yeah.
But
he's like, "Don't worry about it. I've known. Graham told me, and not a big deal." He then goes to hang out with his friends, and they're totally cool with him coming back. The fight's over, which at first I thought was weird, but then realized, no, that's exactly how children are. That's accurate.
That's how friends work.
Yeah.
Really.
So they take the boat out for a joyride. They go and pick up the ladies, and I forgot that even Clark's got a little girlfriend now.
Nice.
So they have a lovely boat ride where all three of them seem to be enjoying themselves. Henry then, after this, decides, that's it. I have a girl now. I can't also be a pitcher. So he walks in the owner's office and says, I'm retiring after the season. And the owner's like, oh, that's really sad. But okay, I get it. Sure. No problem here. And he says, I got to ask you, though, why were you going to sell me to the Yankees? And the owner is shocked by this. He has no idea what's going on. And Fish is in the corner cowering because he's been caught now. So he basically says, I'm going to take care of this. Don't worry about it. We then get a very confusing thing where they're trying to win the division, but also get to the World Series, which is not how it works. Winning the pennant and winning the division are not the same.
Still don't understand. We brought this up multiple times. Why is every sports movie winning the pennant,
I don't know.
not winning the World Series?
This was before they had the wild card, so
but they still had divisional
playoffs
play.
were like. Yeah, I don't remember.
They were still playoffs. There were still more than one round.
You had to. I think it was 4 teams total. I think if you won your division, you played the other division winner, and then the winner of that went to the World Series. But there is a round in between, and they blur that real good here.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
So the coach says, hey, Chet, even though I know I just told you you're shut down, I'm actually going to start you today. We need the experience. It was a terrible call. Fire this coach. But puts him out there, and you can see he's pumped up now. He's actually throwing gas again. He's pumping it in the way he hasn't all season. He then, as we get later in the game, throws out his shoulder. He knows as soon as he does it, it's over. But he guts through it. He says, I want one more. And he ends up having a foot race to home plate and wins it to record an out.
Insane.
I love this little everybody in slow motion just looking at each other like, throw me the ball. I can't throw the ball.
He can't throw the ball.
He can't throw the ball. I should start running. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Even after this lucky play, coach is like, yeah, that was real good. I can't wait to pitch you in the World Series. And he's like, no, I am done. My shoulder is shot.
Yep. But then coach was like, well, at least don't take my job until next year, please. He knows he's not a good coach.
He does. So Henry's going to have to come in for multiple innings again. Unfortunately, no at bat.
Somehow, because, okay, Chet pitched 6 innings. Presumably, okay, say Henry doesn't have to hit because he'd have to hit in the bottom of the 9th. Fair.
They're in Chicago. That checks out.
Still in a reliever.
But no matter what, he's got to get 9 outs, right? Am I wrong on that? He has to get 9 outs.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, but we don't see him get 9 outs.
No, we see him get a couple, and then we go straight to the 9th.
17.
He's going out to the 9th. They're like, come on, Henry, one more inning. We're going. We got this. He goes running out. He's happy-go-lucky because he has no fear, blah, 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 blah. Does it again. Slips on a baseball, goes flying, lands on his arm, unbreaks it or re-breaks it perfectly. I don't know. But his arm
just goes back to normal.
Yeah.
How do you not notice the ball that you're going to use to pitch?
He's an idiot.
He's got his back turned. He's like running out.
He's very unathletic.
Also that.
He is very unathletic.
Yeah. So he realizes he can't pitch. Doesn't say anything to anyone. Starts throwing in
intentional
walks. No one seems to say, hey, how come you're not throwing fastballs? Now, as you guys started to say earlier, Chet pitched 6 innings. He's pitched 3 now. They literally have the rest of the bullpen.
He could just. Also, there's a manager to come out and get him.
Yeah.
The first freaking pitch of an intentional walk, just go out and get him.
Yeah. Be like, hey,
nope.
What's wrong with you? Why aren't you throwing?
Yeah.
No, that's too smart.
That doesn't make for a good movie, I guess.
No. So this now becomes, so he walks the batter and then calls in the entire team for a meeting. So timeout is called if you're having this meeting on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he basically says, we got a little kid our way through this. Ryan, I assumed you love this part of the movie because you usually love the hijinks of this.
Yeah. I like this. I like plans being made that you don't hear what they're gonna do. The only problem I have with this part, and I love the team huddle, everything. Only problem I have is the 1, 2, 3 Cubs at the end. I've never seen a baseball team do the hands in the middle.
Oh, did they really do that? I don't remember that.
I've never seen any baseball.
Never seen a baseball team this
in the middle.
tight.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
because he doesn't just call in the infield, the outfield comes in as well.
Everybody.
Yeah, meeting on the mound.
The outfield needed to know what was going on.
So he says to the team, like, I don't got an arm. They are all okay with him staying in the game. Not one of them says, hey, coach.
Hey, come take this.
They get upset, but then he says,
Yep.
I have a plan. Okay, we're going to go with this 12-year-old's plan. No problem.
Hey. So we start with the good old-fashioned hidden ball trick.
I'm pretty sure this is not legal either. I'm pretty sure you can't do
There is a version of it that's legal, but in this case, I'm pretty sure it's not because they were on the mound during a timeout. Like, I think you can't just start, but I don't know. I didn't look that up.
That's the illegal
pretty
part.
sure
No,
this is not.
it's part of the errors and goofs. Yeah,
Okay.
you can't do that.
Pretty sure you cannot do this.
Like, if the first baseman just had it at the end of a play and he didn't realize, then that would work. But the way they did this, so he steps off, and then Henry turns around and shows him that he doesn't have the ball. Janitor is standing there and tags him out.
Instead. Yeah,
Because he's Rosenbagger.
Yeah.
Run-a-mucker.
And so he gets him out, and they laugh at him like, everyone, I can't believe he fell for that. It's the oldest trick in the book. What a dummy.
mm-hmm.
He's playing stickball out there.
Let him go. Let him go.
And still don't go out and talk to him yet. Nope.
Still don't get him.
Now we're
It's a
going to
miracle they got this guy out.
walk another batter.
Bring somebody else in.
Yeah,
Batter
this
gets up
is
first.
the real miracle. This one is the real miracle.
I'm pretty sure you can't do this either. There's no way umpires would allow it.
I'm gonna throw the ball up in the air.
It goes on
He
for
goes
so
to runner to
long.
do it, and he takes off for second. Henry runs
Fake
faster
throw.
to second
Fake throw.
Yeah.
and tags him out. 2 outs, 2 down. This kid knows what he's doing. And then, of course, who comes up? But
Pedro.
the big, dumb, ugly bad guy.
Which
Can't eliminate
he would have
again.
already been in the batter's box at this point.
Yeah.
While Henry's doing his stupid little trick, he would have already been in the batter's box.
Well, he didn't notice him because he was too ready for his plan. He comes up.
How do you not know who's coming up?
Everybody seems surprised by it too. Yes,
Oh,
you're
it's
right.
him! Oh my
It's
god!
him? Oh,
They
we're
have
screwed.
a batting order that they've gone through all game, but okay.
So he throws a slow pitch, and he gets strike 1. And again, call in the bullpen. Nope, we're going to let it ride. Throws another slow pitch, and he hits it 600 feet foul. Just crushes it. There's like, I got you now. And he doesn't know what to do. He's playing with his glove, and he peels it off and sees that it's not his dad's glove. It's his mom's glove.
No
Mom
fucking
was
shit.
a star.
Oh my god. That like it's some
we
big
missed-
reveal. Duh.
She
Earlier
basically
in the movie-
says it to him earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, your dad. Oh, I knew that. So wait. All this is very convoluted, but good
it's
moment
like
for
if
Mom.
if you know that your dad
Was
wasn't
gone.
this big star,
Then why
then
do you have
who's-
this
who's-
glove? And who faked
yeah,
it?
whose glove do you think it is?
Who do you? Why? What the hell?
Well, it was mom trying to fake it, but
Yeah. Why?
yeah.
We did get a scene earlier in the movie where she goes to toss him something getting on a plane, and she underhands it to him. And Daniel Stern goes, "Oh, I ain't seen the floater since Scuffy McGee."
Coal Mountain.
he's oh man, he's so good.
So, all right, now that he knows his mom's a star, he's gonna throw the floater. He's gonna just throw it underhand, lob it up to home plate.
First, he gives up the 600-foot foul ball.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. During this whole game, we haven't mentioned where Daniel Stern is.
We haven't.
That's true.
The best
He's
part
locked
of
himself
it-
in a cage.
He locks himself in the equipment cage, and then just continually you see him shaking it.
No one comes to help him.
Cubbies!
Yeah, he can tell what's going on. I don't know if it's just from the roar of the
How
crowd
does
or
he
what.
know? How does he know? Cubbies!
So he throws a straight up floater, underhand pitch. Goes up. The tongue comes out from the ugly guy.
Yeah.
Strike 3, game over. Got him.
And he whines and cries like a baby.
Yep.
Um,
This is the part where I'm like, I've seen this part before, where he's got his tongue hanging out of his mouth, like, I gotta crush this thing, and then swings and misses.
Yeah.
I've seen that before, but.
And then very quickly you wrap it up. Henry goes back to being a kid. Rock gets his new Little League coach / dad, probably. And also, by the way, Henry and the Cubs won the World Series. So I don't know if that means we assume Henry continued to pull these tricks in the World Series or not, but he's got a ring.
He wins the World Series, but
Yeah.
doesn't play in it. Does he?
Probably not.
I don't know.
I would hope
Maybe he's
so.
IR'd.
But that,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was-
just gets a ring.
that is 2 of their star pitchers out for the World Series.
How
and
did
yet
they
still
win?
And yet
How do they
still
Gumption.
win?
Gumption.
All of his bench taunts is how they win the World Series. He obviously was just on the bench
Big stinking cheddar.
yelling at people, and they lost.
Who yelled at him during? Oh, it was Brickma yelled it to him like his first game. He's yelling,
They
"Give
all
him the big stinking cheddar."
all the infielders are like, all right, settle down now, settle down when he first gets out there.
Yeah, they get into it. They like it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a movie!
Yeah,
What a movie. He's still playing jeans though. The end.
yeah.
He's back to jeans.
The Cubs took the uniform back. No. We need this for the next 12-year-old.
He's back to jeans, and Chet is the coach.
Yeah,
Chet's the coach now, and new dad, I assume. Chet Steadman.
What was?
Could have been the Cubs manager. Instead, he's the Little League manager.
Yep.
All right. So, as a rookie in baseball, he would have been making $109,000 minimum at the time.
Awesome.
He can't buy new baseball equipment with that $109,000.
Nope.
No.
Still has to play in jeans.
Chet either. His baseball coach can't get him a new uni.
We did a lot of the goofs for Stat and Goofs already, kind of as we went.
Mhm.
I like
Go-
one. I
Go
found.
ahead.
Gary Busey was clean shaven during production, and the mustache he is seen wearing is fake for the
That's
entire
great.
movie. Chet Stedman's mustache is fake.
That seems odd.
Yeah, but seems hilarious.
That seems like Gary Busey, though.
Yeah,
No, I'm not doing it.
I'm not growing it back out. No.
Anything else?
Oh.
Cool Mountain.
So there was one that we didn't mention that I thoroughly enjoyed. It was George, his friend George, when he first goes on the road trip. His mom goes, "All right, well, what do we do now?" And George responds, "Go back to our dull lives and search for meaning."
Mhm.
That made me actually laugh out loud. But it's got
The two that always stood out for me were hot ice. I heat up the ice,
Yep, that's
and
good.
of course, funky butt loving.
That's
Did you
good
say
too.
funky butt loving?
I feel like we didn't talk enough about John Candy.
No, I know.
This is not Coal Mountain, but I enjoy this. That's gonna bring Rockets earned run average to, I don't know, 300 or something, which is probably equal to the attendance here today. What a team!
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like how he cheers
He's good.
against the team. And there's one part where he's like cheering for it to go fair or something. Is it the go fair part? I can't remember. The go foul, go fair. And he's like, it's gonna go fair, it's gonna go fair. And the other guy says it's gonna go foul. And he's like, huh, you were wrong, even though he was reversed. I like that. John Candy was good in this movie.
Oh, this is one of his first line was opening day at Wrigley, and oh, what a sight! The diamond, the decorations, and the dread of yet another losing season.
They did at the
That's
end in
just-
the credits say thank you to Cubs fans who never give up.
Right.
Because at this point, they were legitimately like 80-something years into their having not won a World Series.
Daniel Stern, here's a good one. Punctuality, Henry. Without it, time to stand still.
He's the best.
Yep. I think it's got to be funky butt loving.
Funky butt loving.
Yep.
I think it's got to be funky butt loving. One of the kids said something funny too in the lunchroom, but I can't find it now.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Oh.
The prices. There's the we talked about prices in movies, like in
Oh, that's what.
when the guy buys the hot dog and the beer at Fenway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like $5 or whatever.
He gives him
This one made me-
$1.
Yeah.
It's like, you're $11 short, which still means they were only $3. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
And
That's
he goes, $3 for a hot dog?
yeah, that part. $3 for a hot dog? Yeah, right, man. That's not expensive.
There was another one from him that I really liked, and I gotta. They're sending Henry in. We're gonna go sit closer because and he goes, seats? You mean down on field level? Yeah. No, please. That's too dangerous. And Mom goes, why? Because me, the owner of the Cubs, sitting down with the fans, they'd kill me.
She's like, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right, most valuable player of this movie?
I mean,
Daniel Stern.
guys, it has to be, right?
It has to be.
It's Brickma, yeah.
It
Yeah.
has to be Daniel Stern. How would he taught that kid everything he knows.
Yeah.
About stealing food and
Probably still food to this day.
rest and recuperation. Final verdict. I enjoyed watching this. I don't know if it's because I was having a scotch and it was late at night, but I enjoyed watching it. I'll give it a solid 7.2.
No, I was going to say 6.4.
Oh,
I was
Still
gonna say
enjoyable.
6. Yes, it was enjoyable. There are parts where it's like, oh God, I hate this kid so much. But I'd say 6.6.
Okay.
6.6. So
all right. We'll stick with the 6.6. Are you going to average them?
I'm going to average them in a second as soon as I can get the calculator going.
Very high on this.
6.6 plus 6.2, Bill?
4.
4. Okay. And you were 7.2?
7.2.
Okay. Divided by 3.
That's 6.7 something?
6.7. Yep. All right.
Look at you.
That's good with
Look at
me.
you.
6.7.
How come you just didn't do that
Repeat
in
it.
your head from the start?
6.7. Repeat.
6.7.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get
All
it.
right.
there.
It's me now, so you have to spin
Where does
the
that
wheel?
put it? Well, roughly on our list.
Oh, yeah. Where's that? put it?
So it is currently right behind Little Giants, which was 6.8, and
Okay.
then right above Glory Road, which was 6.5.
I feel like this is a good spot. I feel like
Yeah,
that's good.
that's a solid spot for it.
Oh, that's a solid spot. Solid. All right.
Let's say right around Little Giants is good, yeah.
I think it's my turn to pick.
Yep.
So
Do you want me to spin the wheel?
You want to spin it for me?
Sure.
And it can't be baseball, right?
Maybe it
We
could
should
be, but we've done a lot of it.
mean, we've done 4 baseball movies already. You get miscellaneous.
Ooh.
Miscellaneous.
Just barely made it over the line to miscellaneous.
You're
Miscellaneous.
the only one to do this so far with basketball. Is your category.
I guess
Right.
so.
I guess the sport for basketball is not basketball; it's miscellaneous.
Right. Did you put it in its own basketball category?
That's basketball.
All right.
And now I can't spell miscellaneous.
I don't think there's.
I just wrote other on my list.
All right. Hold on. This is gonna be a little bit of a process here.
I've got 2 potentials for this category right now.
Oh, really?
I've got 1. Yeah.
Trying to figure out if this movie is available. Hold on.
Good call.
Yeah, that is the toughest part of finding something for some of these categories. Like, where can I find this actual movie?
Hold on. Let me just confirm. I believe it is, but let me just confirm. I'm planning on doing dodgeball.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's fun. You can dodge a wrench,
Dodgeball.
you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, there's
got
gonna be a lot of
dodgeball,
quotes on this one.
So I don't even need.
It is on HBO Max.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Yes,
What
it's
do
on
you mean,
HBO Max.
Bleed my own blood. Yes. It's on HBO Max. So we're gonna do dodgeball. Okay. What else do we need to do? Is that it? We're done. Let's wrap
I
this sucker
believe
up
that's
in a
it.
neat bow. We're done.
Yeah. Solid
We're outta
movie
here.
choice, Bill. Solid movie choice.
I enjoyed this.
I liked it.
Yes.
Liked it quite a bit. It's fun.
Oh, Bill, did you have any segments that you
Do you
needed?
adding anything to your dating repertoire here?
Oh yeah, dating
Oh,
repertoire.
the dating repertoire. Yeah. Build a boat.
Build a boat.
So where does that fall into the list, though? Is it
my God.
early in the list or
No, it's when I'm trying to lock it down. There's
right,
already been
so-
some shared interest from our interaction in the bar.
Okay,
And
so
to lock it down, I build
let's
a boat.
go. Should we go over
Let's-
it one more time
Yeah,
to end this?
let's go over it. Yep.
So
Alright.
we start with
Walk into a room,
walk into a room.
lock eyes,
All right, very eye contact, hard
Yeah.
eye contact.
walk over, touch her hand.
What
Tell
about
her.
wink? Where's wink?
Oh, you're right. When we lock eyes, I wink.
Wink.
Walk over, touch her hand, tell her I think we should move in together.
Yes.
Then she's a little, I don't know what to feel about this. So I walk away, get to the door, turn around, give her a look, walk back.
Okay.
I believe that's how you seal the deal. Then I bring her up on the rooftop for the first date. And then after a very successful first date, I build a boat. And lock her in.
a boat. I build a boat. It works every time.
That would be the one thing that would help me the most in this, I think, is owning a boat.
Yeah, owning a boat. What about the ugly part? I don't think should that be added?
Well, she doesn't think you're very ugly, Bill.
I don't
She has
think
to
you're
say that to me though. I can't say that to her.
I don't think you're very ugly.
Yeah.
Maybe you add that in.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
He has to
All right.
say that about me.
Fair enough. All right. I think we got it. All right. Rookie of the year next time, dodgeball. That was fun. See you next time. Peace out.